And then, so we have to go till 8:17 then for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm good with starting. I guess we can text them real quick and see if they want to hop on. But basically all we have to do is describe our two, like the collage and then the matrix, and just kind of talk about them a little bit and have each of us do that. And then some discussion about what we learned. But I guess we can just start. I'll share my screen so you guys can see. Like, you guys can all see that, yeah?
Yes.
Which screen can you see?
We can see your desktop. So we can see everything on your screen. The one where you have matrix, the one you had everything on.
Oh, you can see the one with everything?
Yes.
This one, yeah.
Sweet. I am going to... Cool. So this is my design challenge part 1, the collage that we had to make. I try to find quotes from some of the people that we had learned about throughout the lectures, like Saul Bass, Saul Bass, design is thinking made visual. There's one from John Van Dyke, light and air, what means wherewith to conjure up illusions and deceive the senses. There's one from Steve Jobs, design is not just what it looks like and feels like, design is how it works. Cannot remember what person this one's from, not gonna lie. But the man is richest whose pleasures are cheapest. And then I kind of have the design process mapped out in the middle here, where you kind of ideate what you're thinking of, you make a prototype, you build that, and then you analyze it, and you kind of restart from the beginning until you kind of master the design and figure out exactly what you're looking for. What I learned from this part of the design challenge was more so kind of like the process of the design and everything, kind of the quotes behind everything made me kind of just get an overall feel for what design actually is and how it kind of goes about from beginning ideas to final products. But yeah, that's my design collage. Do you guys want to go through all of our collages or go through collage matrix and then switch person?
I think do collage and matrix and then switch.
Okay, cool. I will pull up my matrix then, make it a little bit larger for you. I guess that doesn't change the actual size of it. But so for my 5 seating areas, I have this one on the left over here is actually right outside of the University Center in downtown at the downtown campus. This one, second to the left, is inside the Cronkite building, also at the downtown campus. This little table here is also inside the Cronkite building, also at the downtown campus. This little outdoor seating area is at ASU West. And then this on the right is actually at EOS Fitness, which is where I work. So those are my 5 examples of seating. My different categories for comfortability, the outdoor seating area at the University Center, I said 4 because they're iron chairs, not very comfortable, and especially outside they get super hot all the time. For this one inside the Cronkite here, I put it as an 8 because they're nice cushion couches, nice indoor AC and everything, so those are pretty comfortable there. This small table at Cronkite I ranked as a 5. Also not very comfortable, but they have tiny little pads on the bottom and it's also indoors, so it adds a little bit of comfort to it. For this outdoor seating at ASU West, I ranked it as a 3 because much like the University Center, it's just kind of rough iron to sit on and also outdoors, so it heats up pretty quickly. And then this fitness or the EOS fitness break room here, I ranked as a 2 because these chairs are basically like flat little platforms that do not support anything. For the cost, I have the University Center as a 6. Doesn't seem too expensive. It kind of just had to use judgment there. For this lounge area, I ranked it as a 9 because obviously the nice cushion chairs are going to be a lot more expensive and there's a lot higher number of them in that area. For the small table, I ranked it as a 5 because the table definitely seems a little bit nicer than this University Center table, and obviously the chairs have a little bit more into them, so I thought it would be a little bit higher. This university or the ASU West outdoor seating area, I ranked as a 7 because it's definitely got a lot more material gone into it and a lot more craftsmanship behind it, so that definitely upped the price. And then this break room seating area, I ranked as a 5 because although it might not be the most comfortable, there's definitely like all these chairs have the hydraulic systems in them and they kind of have a little bit more put into them. For the environmental impacts, I put the ASU University Center seating area as a 4 because it doesn't really make much of an impact. It gets people outside a little bit more, but it doesn't really do too much in terms of actually impacting the environment. This Cronkite seating area, I ranked as a 2 because it actually uses a lot more material and it keeps everyone indoors, so it has even less impact on the environment. This one I also ranked as a 2, similar reasons. A little bit more material put into it and doesn't get anyone outside. So that's what I was kind of using as my ideology there. I ranked the ASU West seating area as a 6 because of the fact that it's gets people outside more and it's in the trees and the bushes and everything, kind of gets people to see the actual environment. And then this is a 2, similar reasons to these 2 here. Safety, I have 4, 7, 3, 6, and 2. I ranked this as the highest safety feature because it's kind of soft cushions. You can't really hurt yourself on that or anything, and it's inside too. This is a 2 because these chairs have actually broken on us before. They've actually failed on us, and a lot of the pieces are kind of like falling off. For sustainability, I ranked 7, 5, 7, 6, and 4. I ranked these 2 as 7s because you can't really break them. You would have to try really hard to break them and everything, and you don't have to maintain them at all. They're going to kind of be the same forever. And then I ranked the EOS room as a 4 because you do have to maintain them, you do have to tighten screws and everything, and you do have to kind of maintain as you go. Social impact, I have 6, 8, 4, 7, and 5. I have the lounge area as an 8 because it kind of brings the most people together. It's going to create the most opportunity for social interactions. And then I have the small table as a 4 because it only has 2 seating options and it's kind of out of the way from everything. So it's not going to have very much social impact. For function, I have 5, 8, 4, 5, and 2. I have 8 for the Cronkite area here, the lounge area, because it works the best out of all of these. I feel like you're going to have your seat. It's going to kind of function as the seat should. And then I have 2 for the break room over here because like I was talking about, they don't function very well. They do break a lot and everything, and they're not really there for a good functional reason. For aesthetics, I have 4, 7, 6, 8, and 3. I have the ASU West one as the highest ranked because of the kind of outdoor landscape it's in, all the trees and everything, give it a really nice backdrop. And then I have The break room, again, lowest is 3 because it looks pretty ugly, I won't lie. But from this one, I just kind of learned a lot about different environments that the seats are in and everything, and a lot more about the different actual factors that go into making a seating area. So I will stop sharing my screen and let someone else go.
I'd like to go next if that's all right.
Go for it.
So I actually seem to have misplaced my collage. I turned it in, but there's no ways to download it from the website, and I don't have the file anymore. So I basically just had some seating areas that I looked up, focused on sort of like community areas and also some stadium stuff. And I remember I specifically looked up like wheelchair accessible seating, and I included some of that in the stadiums. And I wrote down sort of just some like bullet points of some things to keep in mind when designing a seating area, like sustainability and sort of engagement, and like if the chairs are like facing each other, and then accessibility as well. So that's all I can really say about that. I do have the matrix, however. I can't share my screen. There we go. Can you guys see this? Okay. So this first area is on the Tempe campus. And then I have also nearby on Tempe campus by A Mountain, a bus stop seating area. This is on Mill Ave. And this is down University a little ways towards like Canes. And then this is obviously Sun Devil Stadium. For the comfort, I gave this one a 6 because it could be nice to sit down, but it is, I might actually want to like lower that because I'm now realizing that it's in the open in the hot summer. So that might not be quite as comfortable. This one is a 7 because it has a shade and backs to the chairs. This one again is a 7 because it's in the shade. And then the seating area is a 3 because there's no backs or anything. It seems like you wouldn't want to spend much time there. And then obviously stadium seating is not designed for comfort. It's designed for getting as many people in there as possible. So that's why it's a 2. For cost, these look pretty cheap, easy to reproduce. So I gave them an 8. Here a little bit less so because it has the shade. This looks, the one on Mill Ave is certainly a lot of material just for a bench, so it doesn't look that cheap. These ones again look easy to reproduce.
Can you try minimizing your tab and re-enlarging it, because it's not moving on our side.
Oh,
At least for me, it's not moving.
I see it moving, but I do think I kind of caught myself halfway through. I think we should just kind of list the rankings and then talk a little bit about the highest and lowest.
okay, sure. Is this better? Anyone? Is it moving? Okay. Yeah, okay. I'll do that. Environmental impact, the highest, I rated this one because they seem small and easy to create without much material. And then this one is the lowest because it has the most material. Or actually this one, the stadium is the lowest because there's quite a few of them. Safety, the highest, I rated this one because it has the sunshade, and then the lowest was this because it's really close to the street. Sustainability. These again look very easy to like mass produce in like 2 parts or so, maybe 3. So that seems sustainable. And the lowest was a tie between the Mill seats and the stadium. Similar reasoning as before. It's a lot of material. Social impact. The highest was the shopping center area with a 9 because it seems like a good place to sit down after something. And lowest was a tie between these two because it's not a very social area. It's more of a productive area, I guess. Function, highest was the shopping center area because you need a table if you're getting food there. And then the lowest was this one on Mill Ave because it's kind of just in the way. There's not really much reason to sit down there, I guess. And then for aesthetics, I thought these tables were the most pleasing. They just kind of look nice. It's an interesting design with how the support works. And then the lowest would be the Mill Ave seats because it seems like dated. But yeah, that's my matrix.
All right. I can go next. You guys can hear me all right? All right. All right, cool. Green. Hello, Kayla.
Hello.
All right, where is the full screen? All right, here we go. So here's my collage. So for this, I just kind of looked up pictures of chairs, any chair really. So this is bench seating. This is also bench seating down at the bottom. Here's stadium seating. So I had tried to get.
Yeah, it's either like lagging out or something, but it just says that you started screen share and it has a black screen behind it.
Amazing. All right, let me try
to just like stop and then start again. I don't know.
That better?
Not for me, at least.
Okay, amazing. Stop sharing. What if I share OBS? This is dumb. Anything?
No, it's the same black screen.
Okay, so
do you have 2 monitors or something, or I don't know if that would even, or maybe someone else can try to share and see if it does the same thing.
Okay, this might be better now. That better?
There we go.
Yes, there we go. So it's just something that would happen, that's happening with the AMD drivers on Windows 11. I did read a report about this before.
Yeah.
So here's my collage.
Cool.
So bench seating, like I said. I have 2 quotes, one from Steve Jobs and one from Tim Brown. Both about design, so I put those in specifically because of the lectures that we had. Most of these are just office chairs, partially because I'm shopping for an office chair right now, and they're kind of stupid expensive if you want a decent one. And these are just shared designs that I pulled off the internet as well. Collage, or my matrix is here. So my amazing gamer chair is the brown recliner. This is a blue armchair that I have downstairs. And here's the worst chair to ever exist. there's a bench in front of one of the lecture halls by the Memorial Union Tempe, and this is a chair in one of the computer rooms in the basement of Hayden. So for comfort, the recliner is an 8, purely because it's a recliner. And the wooden chair is 0, because it's the bane of my existence. Cost, everything's relatively cheap. So like the lower, for me, the lower the price, the lower the number, like the lower the cost was. That's how I put it. So the wooden chair is probably the cheapest, purely because it's made of wood and that's an easy material. The bench is metal, probably more money than like a fake cloth recliner. Impacts, wooden chair, renewable, can be replaced. So that's like a 1, little to no impact. And then there's a plastic chair. It's made of plastic, that's oil. Safety, blue armchair is probably a 7. You can get cash. It's nothing really can hurt you there. And then the class chair is like a 5, 4, because it's flimsy. Sustainability, wooden desk chair, obviously an 8. It's renewable. These chairs, I don't know what they're made out of, so it's kind of hard to tell whether it's not sustainable. Social impact, fuck the desk chair. Everything else is like kind of like, it's kind of just open. So they're mostly in spaces where you talk to people. So I mean, just kind of nothing, it doesn't really like make you want to talk to people, but they're in spaces where you can and where that's going to be happening a lot. Functionality, all the chairs are functional besides the wood chair. Aesthetics, everything's just mediocre. So yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
I could go next for sure. Let me see if I can figure out screen sharing. Can we all see it?
Yeah, you're good.
So this is my collage. I just we were starting off, so I kept it simple, just good design, bad design. Some, standard, some basic seating areas, some bad examples, some good examples, and what makes it bad and good. Let me see if I could switch to my matrix real quick.
You muted yourself.
There we go. Anyways, let me go back to my matrix. Can you guys see my matrix or no?
You're not sharing.
Not right now, no.
And you're muted.
There we go.
Press Alt A.
Again, though.
If you press Alt A, it should automatically unmute you.
Is this my design matrix? Is this my design matrix? Okay, cool. Yeah, I accidentally did 10. That was my bad. I just poor reading of instructions, I guess. So I'll just try to fly through this. I know it's way more than it's supposed to be. Comfortability, just the recliner and the softer materials. And then less comfortable would be like the metal stuff and the outdoor spaces, just not comfortable spots. Costs, I feel like the more expensive the material, the more expensive it would be. So, the metal stuff again, and then stuff that you could just like kick out anywhere, like the camping, the foldable chair and the ice chest. The ice chest was a little innovative, but that could be a seat as well. That's a little bit cheap. Environmental impact. I feel like the stuff, again, the metal stuff, they didn't really have an impact on the environment, but it was just less damaging, like the pool chair and the plastic stuff, the ice chest and the blue lawn chair. Safety, I try to take things into consideration, like the armrests and the backs. Stability, so something like the lawn chair, I feel like would be a little bit more safer, just because it has all those sides and stuff. And the yellow circle chair at the bottom, less safe, and the moving horse at the bottom, less safe. Sustainability, I feel like that's similar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of similar to environmental impact. Just more sustainable stuff like the metal stuff would get higher ratings. Social impact, stuff at the park that was just kind of around my neighborhood would be more socially, I guess, impactful. And stuff like, the chairs in my room would be less socially impactful. I don't know, maybe the pool chair. Function, if it had a function, I regret putting the ice chest at the bottom because I feel like that is a function, being able to store stuff in there. But something more like the metal chair in the top right would be less functionable than all the other ones. And then aesthetics, I don't know, if it looked nice. I don't really know how to base off aesthetic. I feel like that's kind of personal preference, but the nicer the chair, the more aesthetically pleasing it was. And then it got down to things like the ice chest that was not as aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, that's mine.
And then Kayla or Emerson, one of you two want to go?
I can go. Can you see it?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So these are just random pictures from the internet, mostly like living room areas. Like this one of them's like a theater, two of them like living room areas, one's like outside, one at a restaurant. So I just try to pick a variety, try to make it look more aesthetically pleasing and everything, just to show different material like wood and like leather and stuff like that. And then show my matrix real quick. Okay. So these are the 5 pictures I chose. For the comfortability, I say just I think the second last one right here, the number 4, that's just more comfortable since it has cushion. The rest were either just made out of wood or plastic, so not really comfortable. The cost effective, I believe the park bench is like mediocre, kind of expensive just because it's a bigger structure. The plastic chair is one of more cheaper sides. Wood, not too bad. The cushion, maybe a little bit more. Environmental impact, I think the park one, obviously, since it's like more open to the public and everything, it has more use for it. While as like the plastic chair and everything is just, not that efficient for safety. They're all got around pretty average scores, pretty mediocre. The sustainability, just put the park chair at the top because of how durable it is and everything, made out of stone. Social impact as well for the park chair had high rankings compared to the other ones. The function, I have to put the park one as well since like multiple people can use it and everything. And then the other ones just around just normal function as well. And the aesthetics, they all also got around like average ratings for the aesthetic as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then Emerson, I know you just chatted me. We're just gonna have our discussion now. She just said she doesn't have the assignments done. Not to put that on blast, I feel like the whole group should know. But so we just need to talk about what we learned about design and the design of seating areas now. So maybe you could try to kick that off for us, Emerson.
All right, say that again one more time. Sorry about that.
We just need to talk about what we learned about design and the design of seating areas. So if you want to just kick that off for a little bit, and then we can all discuss here and there.
Okay. What I can say from what I'm trying to catch up on right now, it's like what I'm learning is that like chairs are designed for different purposes, and every chair has like some are single seats, some are like just like not every chair is designed for the same exact purpose, and like being able to design like not only sustainably but like in other like ways, like a very functional chairs, like it's kind of like important because it's like it can take up a lot of space, and like if it's not like if it's not like I don't want to say like organized properly because it's not the right word, but like if it's sometimes like when like designs of like restaurants are not set up properly, they can't seat like quite as many people as they would be able to. Like if they were to design it like a different way, they might be able to get more customers in and seated and make a little bit more money. So like just like the designing of like just like in general is like it's very important and plays a big role, just like not just like for being able to like sit down and like do things like in that area. It's also plays a role in the areas like around it, like quite a big way.
Definitely. I agree with that a lot. I mean, like a lot of the different areas that we all presented kind of showed seats that were designed for their specific areas. Like my example of the big Cronkite lounge area with all the couches, those are all actually in front of a large screen projector. And so it's kind of a more comfortable area that fit a lot of people that can either sit and just chill or sit and do their homework, sit and watch the TV, whatever it is. But definitely I learned a lot about how design has a lot more to it than what you would think design has to begin with.
Right.
I think if all of us just jump in this real quick and kind of comment here and there, then after that, we should be good.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think before coming into this, it was when you kind of looked at design, it was just a matter of whether it's comfortable, whether it's really kind of like what we looked like in our design matrix, but there's also functionality, like where to put things, how to place things, and just kind of designing smartly rather than based off what you find aesthetically pleasing. It's kind of more of a bigger portion of the design field than what you would think. Rather than just making things kind of look nice, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Sure. And to go off that, I think a large part of designing is putting yourself in the shoes of the people who are going to be looking at it or using it. I think, especially with seating, you need to put yourself in a lot of like a wide spectrum of people's shoes and consider a lot of different perspectives they might have or how they might use it or how one change might affect them specifically. I think that's something key to keep in mind.
Yeah, like I know a lot of the there's concrete kind of just the concrete slabs that you can technically sit on around the MU, and a lot of those have like little divots for the anti-skateboarding. So taking that into design, or taking that into account, there are some chairs that are like some of the benches have small railings in the middle at ASU to prevent homeless people from sleeping on them. Some of them are like softer and they allow people to sleep on them technically, or make it easier for them to sleep on it. And if you're looking at like the demographic of what type of person you want in your area, the way you design the chair, whether it's going to be a comfortable chair, uncomfortable for short-term seating, it can affect how the person reacts to it, how long they spend in that area, or even how they just socialize in that area.
Oh yeah, to add on that, I was gonna say how just the idea of a chair and everything, it's just like sounds like really basic. Like you just think of like, oh, like a wooden chair, but there's different designs, like how you said, like between an outside bench versus like in the library where it's supposed to be more comfortable. So the design has more than just one simple idea. It's like takes into account like a lot of things such as like how comfortable it is. So if like you're in the library, like you're trying to stay there to study, so you have to make it really comfortable. So then you get used to it and everything rather than outside at the park. They can do similar things, but I agree with that as well.
Yeah, I think it's sorry, one more thing.
Yeah,
I think it's important to take into consideration, like, again, just kind of pulling it all full circle, like where the chairs are placed, like outside of a Starbucks or outside of like restaurants and stuff. The people are spending minimal time there compared to like in the library where things are more comfortable. And then compared to outdoors, running sleeping, homeless people sleeping on the chairs. I think it's good to highlight that we have to take into consideration where we're, how much time people are spending in those spots to make it, more comfortable, more sustainable, stuff like that.
That kind of made me think of like some of the outdoor seating areas. You got to think about, I mean, obviously Phoenix has very hot weather, but you got to think about like umbrella placements, like time of day people are going to be out there for shadows and all that. So definitely agree with all that was said right there. I have to show a credit slide right here. I'm just looking at the actual like rubric for this, and then we have to write a 200-word summary. I don't think we have to do that on here. If you guys wanted to, we can do that real quick. What do you guys think though? It's only 200 words.
Honestly, we could throw like a Google Doc into the spaces if we want. We could all work on it into one spot if we. That's easier.
You guys can see this right here, right? The credit slide in the side part. Or see this?
Yeah.
You can see the credit slide right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna maximize that for a second so that it's in the video. I mean, you guys are all okay with that, right? Like, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Cool.
That works.
And then this part over here, this is the discussion part. So yeah, we can just make a Google Doc real quick and then kind of answer those questions. And I'll make this video a YouTube link. And then whenever we finish that summary, I will turn that in. Okay?
Yep.
All right.
Cool. Sweet.
Good.
And then we're going to be on Zoom again pretty soon, honestly. So just actually to the discussions, I'm going to share my screen again real quick, just so we're all on the same page. The discussions here, after I turn that in tomorrow, we have to have, like on the actual website the class is on, there's a discussion due Saturday, September 10th. Each of us have to make an initial and response post. So, I mean, obviously, if we can get that done earlier in the day, that's better than waiting. But there's just questions to answer here. Do you guys know where this little page is at?
Yeah.
So if you go to the My Group, where did I find it, honestly? Where did I find it? Click design shop. Actually, I'll send this PDF link into the spaces too, so you guys all have that, because this is literally everything for the group part of the class, and it has bullets on everything we need. But so we have that discussion Saturday, and then we also have to peer review each other Sunday. So just kind of be aware of those and that. But yeah, I will stop the recording and then we will be set to go from there.